Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast, brought to you by myself, Brendan Maguire, and Anthony Grogan. We're going to be bringing you all the best hunting, fishing and field sports from around the country. Okay, and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast, episode 30. On this, our 30th episode, it's a special one. We're going to digest our meeting in Leinster House, and I think it's all positive. So stay tuned. Anthony Grogan, how are you getting on, lad?
Oh, Brenny, long time no see.
Long time no see, lad. People are going to start getting suspicious.
It's been probably about 30 hours, isn't it?
That's the fuck, lad. Yeah, exactly.
Since our last confession.
Since our last confession, lad. Suppose we'll start off and through Irish Hunting Podcast.
What are we on here?
What are we on? We're on the Barry's fucking tea, lad.
It's Barry's, is it?
This is Barry's, lad.
You're a Barry's man.
Oh, man. Why are you a Lanes man?
Oh, look at that. Anton with tea in it.
That with tea,
but
man.
now, I have to say now, I don't like the cheapy tea bags, man.
No, that, like, what's the other one? McGrath's or something? Wouldn't be a big fan of it now. No, not
particularly. Or do you know the kind
no.
of the own brand stuff that you get out of the big retailers and stuff?
Yeah, no. Has to be Barry's for me, man. Honestly, I kind of draw the line there.
You can't beat that now.
You cannot beat that. That is good stuff, man.
We were going to have a bit of whiskey, but it's a bit early. It's about 8:45 in the morning here. So
and as you can hear there, this phone is still fucking happening. Come here, tea bag in or out?
I don't mind. So if I'm going to have a second cup, now I have a fine mug at home, you know, big mug of tea,
ginormous one, yeah. Half a flat.
So that'll be tea bag out. I'll squeeze the life out of it.
Would you?
Yeah.
I leave her in, lad. Fuck.
You let her stew, do you?
I leave her on there. Fuck, should be grand, yeah. Till it turns to tar. Grand.
My grandfather used to just put another tea bag in that. That's true. That's like water. That's like water. Yeah. And his would be like, you know what I mean? You
treacle.
Yeah. You could tread on it, you know.
Molasses.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah. No, I don't like a cup of tea in the morning.
No, you can't beat it, man. I'd be definitely...
with a stick.
You wouldn't be with a big lump of stick, lad. I'd be always mug at 10 in the morning, then a cup of coffee around maybe 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I had a cup of coffee already now this morning. But,
did you?
Yeah, myself and Av have our morning coffee around 7ish.
Oh, yeah. Black coffee?
No, we have a fancy machine now.
You have about 10 of them.
Now look.
When you're doing well, you're doing well. That's all I'll say.
So yeah, the beans are especially ground that morning and all kinds of fancy stuff.
Do you have them beans cold?
Did you try your beans yet?
No, lad, no. I just didn't get around to it.
I got you a nice tin of Heinz.
Did you? At least they're Heinz.
We were texting Jack O'Keefe. Jack, if you're listening from Italy, we're not jealous at all.
Oh yeah.
What did he say? Cold bean muncher.
Yeah, that's what I called you. Yeah.
So Jack was putting up some fine cuisine and stuff, and Brenny was kind of, oh geez, I don't know whether now I'd be.
It's a bit fancy for me, like
it was ceviche or something.
Smoke coming out one yoke. You have to take off a glass, and somebody's, what is the point in that? I just
and we were messing. We were having a bit of crack, and yeah. So Brenny called me the cold bean muncher, and Jack O'Keefe said that is the best comeback.
Yeah. You said I needed to be more cultured.
Yeah,
I said, culture you do is fucking agriculture. That's a fucking cert. So,
I drink my tea with my pinky in the air.
Oh, Jesus. I drink it out of an old trough or at all. It's grand.
Jam jar. Do you ever have a cup of tea out of a jam jar?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Why would you drink tea out of a jam jar?
Well, like if you're on site, man, needs must.
Well, why would you have a jam jar and not have like a cup?
Well, you might forget your cup, or you might, like, if you're going from site to site, you know what I'm saying? You might not.
Would it not be easier to bring a cup than a jam jar, though?
No, but like, there could be a jam jar left on site, or it could be, do you know, the carton of milk, just cut the top off it, and you can use that as a cup. It's improvisation, man.
Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah, sure. I suppose the cups you get in the York are more or less cardboard.
But the jam jar is a job.
A jam jar? I just find it struggling. I'd never visualise like seeing just lads bringing jam jars to work.
No, there might be a little bit of jam left over on
yeah.
for toast. Or
yeah, true. Yeah. Big shout out. I actually want to say massive thanks to Gwen's after sending me down some rhubarb chutney.
I
can't wait to try that, man. That's quite class. Gwen, thank you very, very much.
She said it goes lovely with a little bit of cheese, and I know you're fond of a bit of cheese.
Yes, absolutely,
so
man. Yeah.
Tuck into that with a bottle of wine now tonight.
Absolutely. Tonight, yeah, I'm working tomorrow, but yeah, maybe we'll see. It'll make it less painful. That's shocking.
See this machine over here, Brennan? No, that's not her stand.
See, I'll sell you this. Yeah, well, we don't even sell that. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So look, the news.
The news. Let's start with the news.
We still have no jingle, lads.
No jingle, lads.
This is Brenny's great invention, but no jingle.
We'll just get into it. I have to start now. You hold on there. Slow down there. You slow down there. I know. I meant to have this man on actually, but we were just kind of waiting to hear a bit of an update on it. But as far as we know, Predator Battle, 3rd week of September in Loch Derg. 3-day event as far as I'm aware. Now, we will be talking to him. Herman is the man to talk about. Predator Battle, massive pike fishing competition. Some prizes.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That is class. Some of the prizes are unbelievable. Like, absolutely savage. Like maybe over $1,000 or something. First prize. So a couple of grand maybe. So that's going to be on. I think now, and I'm open to correction on this, I think Predator Battle is like a series. I think it goes all over Europe. I think
it seems to be like a pretty slick kind of a show, doesn't it?
It looks absolutely class. And down in Loch Derg in 3rd week of September, which is kind of usually pretty good. Like, kind of get the tail end of September. A lot of time it's pretty good. So Herman is the man. Anybody wants more information, www.predatorbattle.ie. That'll take you to the website and you'll see all you want. And we will have Herman on to talk more about it
in due course. Back over to my new slot.
You make this less professional than it needs to be. What in the name of God is that? Did you have a bit of a seizure when you were writing that?
Raherney this is like one of the we're trying. Sorry, there now.
You may tell everyone.
No, I'm not telling everyone. Just zip that now. Raherney Going Club. They had a game tasting evening. This is one of the cool things, like the things that we're trying to get out there more and more. They raised $2,000 under game tasting evening, right? That's unbelievable. Donated to Raherney National School.
$2,000?
Yeah, that's for their sensory garden and playground. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's fair, folks. Like, that's brilliant. Raherney is only, obviously, it's not far from here. Yeah, lads. Anyone that's listening to Raherney, big up to you. Well done. That took some going. And imagine $2,000 now for a sensory garden. Like, that's class. That's just fucking brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I love hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, because it highlights what was been going on for years, but just we haven't been kind of waving the flag about it. This is the kind of stuff that's going on in every gun club around the country.
Absolutely,
We're very well integrated into, especially in the rural communities where, like, to put that in context, that's a huge amount of money for that national school.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well done, absolutely well done. So that's top class.
Well done, guys.
Well done. Big up to you if you're listening, and I hope you are. And then, I suppose, last but not least, obviously we are 1 week away from the Ardare Springs spring angling show.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures? I sent you the picture of the marquee they were putting up.
No.
Mother of divine God, lad. It's like the Tree Arena.
Is it?
It's massive. Did you see it? No.
Is that going to car park there, is it?
I think so, yeah. I'm not joking, man. It's absolutely massive. Like, I didn't even know you could get marquees as big as this. Like, this is unreal. Like, so we're a week away from that. Like, I cannot wait to get on to that, man.
That's deadly.
Yeah, that is absolutely super stuff. So, Ardare Springs in County Kilkenny, get down to it next weekend.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What's next?
We got our checks off in the post. Thanks very much. You organised that.
So for Jack and Jill and the
Jack and Jill Foundation and the Irish Cancer Society. Yeah, brilliant stuff. So each of them got €520.
€520 each.
So brilliant.
So that's gone to them. So hopefully it's put to a little bit of help towards a wonderful cause.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks again for everyone. And that was kind of a tale. We are going to be doing that a bit more often now. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. Because we kind of had to, towards the end, there was people kind of, as they heard about it, wanted to put more prizes. It was a bit late in the day, and we kind of had tried to limit it around 100 tickets. So we've loads of people wanting to show their support again on the next one. So we'll most definitely take you guys up on that.
Yeah, thanks very much for that again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rightio. Let's straight clean into it, lad.
She's a busy week, Brenny.
I'm worn out.
I haven't slept last night or the night before.
No.
And the mug of tea now is, and I'll have to have another cup of coffee when I get out of here.
Why would that have the opposite effect? Make you sleepy now, would it? No,
just more caffeine the better now.
Oh yeah. Shot a Red Bull, lad.
Oh no.
Come here. I suppose we'll start off on Wednesday. For those that weren't following or didn't know, on Wednesday we attended Leinster House for a meeting.
Yeah, we were invited up by James Lawless and Councilor Paul Ward.
Yeah.
And we trucked on up and we met the two lads and we were made feel extremely welcome, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a bit of a tour of the place, and because like probably a lot of people we wouldn't. It was my first time in Leinster House anyway.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so it was great. It was something we really appreciated. I suppose everyone's at, what was the reason? Why did we decide? Why did we ask? Why did we accept, I suppose, the invitation to go to Leinster House?
Yeah, I think, look, it goes back to prior to the publishing of the FEC committee, long before we kind of, I think we did a live video here one evening. We were trying to drum up a little bit of support in the community towards, you know, our TDs and councillors. So we invited everyone to, we created a generic email. The bones of it were, we were looking for three kind of main items on that. The first one was, you know, obviously a seat or a voice at the established FEC committee at that time. That was number one. Number two was some circular funding for gun clubs up and down the country, and fishing clubs.
Yes.
Due to the amount of money we put into the Exchequer, and we did a little bit of an exercise in terms of the types of money that was going back into that.
Yes.
And the streams. And then the third thing was a streamlined licensing system.
Yes, exactly.
So,
yeah.
We created that because obviously the report wasn't published, but they were the kind of the three main things. I think they were broad enough in their nature.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandist and Nikki Mahundro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
So we had sent that to James.
And I suppose I will point out, just when you're saying when we said we were looking for representation in the FEC, not as in us, obviously,
not
the Irish
us,
Hunting
no,
Podcast.
Sure, I can't write, Bernie.
Exactly that, I know. We got fucking lost going into that. No, but genuinely, it wasn't actually that we were looking for. We were looking for Ferg to have a representation, or some of the
or some of the main
organisations,
firearms organisations.
Exactly.
In the country,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So that was our modus operandi at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, James, in fairness to him, well, Paul, a big shout out to Paul Ward, because as I said, I wasn't really expecting much of a call back, but in fairness to Paul, got back to me straight away, rang me, said he was going to put it to James, and immediately got to work on some of the bits and pieces in that.
Yes.
And he gave us a document for Kildare County Council, in fairness to him, towards the funding element.
Yes.
But got back, and James confirmed pretty quickly that he'd love to have us up.
Yeah.
He gave me a call. Cloncurry Cross, I pulled in and we had a good chat. I explained what we were about.
Yes.
And I explained our plans. So he said, "Look, I'd love to have a chat with you." So up we went.
Yes.
And we were met by the lovely
Quiva. Yeah.
And we were escorted inside Leinster House, and it started from there. Yeah. So I suppose obviously when we were in now, and you know, we kind of need to try and get this point across. Like, I think hopefully people realise now at this stage, you know, that was our goals. Our prime objective wasn't to go up and make legislation changes or recommend legislations or anything like that. Our sole goal, point number one, was when we sat down was, you need to sit down and talk with the various representation groups, whether it's Ferg or X, Y, or Z, whatever's out there. Yeah.
There's uproar. You need to sit down really and consult with these people, because at the end of the day, these are the things that report directly affects, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was well conceived, wasn't it? In fairness,
I think so. Look, I think we had to try and I hope this didn't come across, because we were getting, especially like, geez, even walking in, I mean, my phone, no more than yours, was hopping. Like, it was literally, I came out, I had, my voice mailbox was full, messages, emails, Facebook and Instagram. It was just, like, it was chaos.
Yes.
So we had to just try and push that aside, because we were there, to try and I suppose negotiate our way through the plans we had. So we didn't want to, like, everyone wanted to have a piece of us, ask them this, can we come along here? Do you know what I'm saying? So but we that wasn't our decision to make.
No, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
We're not our local
TD. We're having a chat with our local. He's our local. I know, obviously, it happens to be, is he head of the Justice Department or whatever, but he is our local representative at the end of the day. People probably don't realise that. So
we had to try and stem that back a little bit and go in with our goals in place. Now, further to that, then obviously the FEC committee published a report. So both you and I sat down and horrendously had to go through that report, and that in conjunction with, we took input and we invited input from all the various groups to give us a list. We tried to limit it to 2 or 3 questions, but we got like loads.
We got at least 30 anyway, I'd say. Yeah,
and they were broad in some of their demands and some of their
concerns.
Yeah. So we formulated into about 18 questions. And when we went in, look, obviously James wasn't aware of the 18 questions because the report was only published and so on and so forth. So we went through them as best we could with him. We brought a little presentation with the iPad in terms of the night vision and thermal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was very, very warmly received. Very, very interested, very engaging. And I suppose, getting back to my original point, we didn't mean to isolate or offend anyone, but we had to just stay kind of semi-neutiral between all the groups.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to make that point clear. But as I say, our ultimate goal was to get a representative or representatives of them groups at the foot of Minister Brown's table. That's our goal, because we believe that once that happens, well, then obviously we have a voice, and then we can drive our voice through them to the minister. I certainly don't have, no more than yourself, have the time or the qualifications to be driving that.
Absolutely not. No. No.
As I said, we were just using our leverage, I suppose.
Yep.
To try and open that door.
Yes.
And now it'll be up to the various groups to hopefully push it through.
Do the negotiations, form together. So I suppose so effectively what we took from the meeting after we discussed it in length, we were there for a couple of hours. What we sort of effectively took from the meeting, there was a lot of talk on it, but I suppose number one thing that James Lawless has assured us he's going to do, previous to us having a meeting with him, he had mentioned in an earlier meeting with Simon Coveney that
Simon Harris.
Or sorry, no, was it Simon?
Simon Coveney, is it?
Simon Coveney, I think, wasn't it?
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's Simon anyway.
Yeah. That we were having a meeting up there, and then so basically, he had informed that we were going up there for a meeting. And then, obviously, we came in and we had a meeting, and he assured us that what he is going to do is have another chat with him again, and he's going to look for a meeting with James Brown.
Yes.
Not for us now. This is not a meeting for us. This is for
the representative
groups to go in there and have a meeting. Yeah.
So, and that was I think he did ask, we get us a meeting with, I just want to clarify this, he said, I can request a meeting for you guys, and we clarified that by saying, no, we've no issue being there as the medium to relay it back to the listeners and the community, but we want this to be a representative arm, not ourselves. We don't want to, we don't want any pats on the back or any type of stuff. All we want to do is just open that door, get them in, and then relay the news, because that's the part that we believe that we can do a little bit better. The communication aspect.
Absolutely.
So we're going to obviously highlight these groups, highlight the work they're doing, highlight what we can do as a community.
Yes.
And we can drive that towards the listeners.
Absolutely, that's I suppose one thing. Now obviously we left that has been, I suppose, started. The process started. We have to wait and hear back from that. We don't know, if it'll definitely go ahead, that end of it, but it certainly has been requested, and we think, I suppose, we've as good a chances as anyone of securing that meeting for the representative groups. Yeah,
and I think, look, the big thing from that, right? We did say, right, and I suppose we'll start at the kind of at the outside of the meeting. So basically, we said, look, we're essentially holding back a tidal wave here, because there's not one day that goes by there's not 10, 15, 20 messages on all the mediums about emailing a TD not getting a response, all this kind of stuff. So I said, for whatever reason, it's almost, this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes.
And we highlighted this really in depth. I said, whatever's after happening, the community is now after getting together, and it's almost lost its patience. This is the final straw. I believe that we explained like we're like the bad cousin that's pushed over into the corner of the wedding.
Yes.
We're there whenever we're needed.
Mm-hmm.
But you just go back in there now and dance among yourselves there for the night.
Yeah.
And we'll call you back when you need us again. But so we highlighted that fact, and I think our exact words were, I said, if Minister Brown fails to meet this group, the flip side of that is that it's going to be protests and marches and I said an onslaught of what would you say, stripping of support for both him and his party in the next election. I said I can't emphasize.
Absolutely. Exactly. I made the point to him that I said you have to probably realise your audience, who you're talking to here, and it's not like you're not changing something on like a quiz team or someone that plays basketball, or I'm not taking that against him, but hunting it's deeply ingrained in a lot of us. We're third and fourth generations hunters, members of various game clubs. It goes deep, like we bring our you sort of you dream of a day where your son will take up that or your daughter will take up that role as well. And rightly so, Brendan, you made that point very eloquently, and even we go further. We said that like there's a hunter in everyone, regardless. That's where we came from. Absolutely.
Whether you're a vegetarian or vegan or a hunter now, or somebody who doesn't hunt, every one of us, that is our basic instinct. It's
absolutely.
It's the survival. So, and you rightly put that to him.
It's not as I said, various departments and parties have done things in the past, and it was uproar at the time, and after a couple of weeks it simmers down. That won't happen in this situation. No. That will not happen. Every September, every November will come around, and that wouldn't be forgotten.
No.
So you don't want to be the party in power if that tried to put a nail in the hunting community. Absolutely. I don't think that wouldn't certainly be recommended anyway. So
followed on to that, then we did a little presentation we just had we had an iPad with us, and we showed them. So we had a video or a picture of lamping foxes.
Exactly.
And what a hunter sees when he's lamping. So
exactly.
Set of eyes.
Yeah, exactly. It was just I can post the picture, and it was just basically obviously like a silhouette of a shape followed by two illuminated eyes. That was that, which is a lot of the time that is what you see.
That's exactly what you see. Yeah.
Versus looking down through a thermal spotter. What you see. And I kind of said, like, this is the one they want us to keep doing. This is the one they have serious reservations about. And he looked at it and he said, well, geez, like, that's...
And what is their reservation?
Exactly. And we says, well, but not particularly sure, to be honest with you. It's just I think it's something that's come to...
Yeah, we highlight in the report... that I think the wording and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but the wording was that that animal that we had, and we'll put up a picture of it, that animal could be confused at long distance for a bird or
or if anything could be confused, it's the fucking lamb.
And that's I said, and we rightly chose that as one of the. Because we couldn't go through the 100 odd pages of
No, exactly. We obviously were held to a certain time. Another item we brought up then, obviously, which is just one other item, and again we just picked it, and it was obviously the suppressors.
Yeah.
And we get how many emails and messages do we get and correspondence about people that this is a particular thorn in their side, and outside of the FEC report, this is something that's actively going on now at the minute. Like this isn't, and we done a lot of research and we spoke to a couple of people and we got some documentation from some medical sources and kind of, I suppose, just put it into perspective. And I suppose a lot of people out there, I probably didn't realise it myself, but just to give a quick breakdown of it. So the muzzle, so the decibel level leaving a 22-inch long .243 caliber rifle, which is pretty popular, I would imagine, out there. And
we did a poll, I think.
It's by far the more popular one. So the decibel reading on that is 156 decibels
at the gun,
which is outrageous. Which is if you look at any medical chart, anything over 120 can be potentially seriously damaging to your hearing. With some of, I suppose, probably some of the best, or the average suppressor will reduce that decibel reading by anywhere between 25 to 35 decibels.
Yeah.
I.e. meaning, with your suppressor, you're still going to have close to the
recommended safety limit
of it, which is equivalent to a jet engine and a firework and so on and so forth. So I think that was a big thing. He couldn't, I think they thought, which, a lot of people do, when you think suppressor, no noise, pume. And it's when you see the actual data, you go, Jesus, I didn't think it'd be that loud, which,
and even ourselves.
Yeah.
You would if we hadn't done the research and all that kind of stuff, I would have said, it would definitely have it.
You'd say it would definitely be half,
but it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah,
and very interestingly, again, you pointed out that up to 8 meters away from that gun.
Yes, yeah.
It still holds.
The potential that it's beyond the recommended
safety
limit. Yeah.
So again, we referenced the report to say that the issue highlighted in the report was that passers-by might not hear. So, and you referenced that is still the equivalent of
a jet engine.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So
and you can't hear a jet engine, lads.
Something's wrong. Yeah, definitely. And in fairness, they were both taken back. They both really Jesus. We genuinely wouldn't have known that. That was unbelievable.
Again, we were kind of trying to pick one or two points. We touched on the centerfire rifle stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I said, look, again, this is this is what would you say? It's almost expert in its nature.
Yes.
I said, and we as the ultimate law-abiding citizens.
Yes. Yeah.
I said, which we are.
Yeah.
Because we have to be, or else we don't have a license.
Yes.
I said, it's almost like getting attacked at the fringes. So because this is the what would you say the low-hanging fruit. Seen by the government, it's easy to pick off. And I said, this combined with the committee and all that's going on at the minute, I said it's just seen as the final straw, and unfortunately for the government, who may or may not be trying to implement this, and we this is what we need to know. We'll only get to know by talking to them. It's seen as anti-hunting, anti-rural, anti-sporting, and. Now, James Lawless told us that he maintains that is not the case in there. He says quite the opposite.
We took that was something that probably, I suppose, surprised me. And I suppose just before we mention that, I definitely want to say this now. We have not left there being massive Fianna Fáil advocate. It's not that we went in and he's bamboozled us with all this stuff and we're singing the praises from Fianna Fáil. We're not. We'll see in due course
that's
how much of this is we've actually been listened to.
Well, we did mention at the start of it, we said that we hope that this is just not a box ticking exercise.
Yes, which they seem to definitely.
And both Paul and James and I came back to it at the end of the meeting. You reference a box ticking, that this will be the first meeting.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, as you were saying, they genuinely believe that the opinion that would be shared throughout the majority, I suppose, of the TDs, that they certainly wouldn't be anti field sports or anti.
Yeah, and we went on to reference what was happening at the weekend at the Grand National and the snooker and stuff like that, and we're saying we highlighted contrary to, you know, kind of media sort of, what would you say, representation of this. Because I've been on almost every forum, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, not by choice, by the way, but because of this. And funny enough, I've clicked into, I'd say at this stage, 100 different clips
Posts.
of, you know, and I have yet to find a positive comment for them protesters.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So there's a very definite kickback now against. Yes. I think it's almost like the backs are up now. You know,
yes.
Hold on a minute. Enough here is enough, guys.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think it's starting.
That's
to
the feeling we're getting.
Full circle. Yeah, and then I suppose the next thing that James Lawless had mentioned and Paul Ward had mentioned and have assured us to make available was so basically what they're going to propose and what's going to happen is, and I think this is a brilliant thing. I think outside of an FEC report or anything, I think this is really a positive. I think this is a fantastic way. So basically, there is I suppose a chamber, a sort of a conference room within the Dáil, within Leinster House, and what they're proposing that happens is that the representative groups can do a presentation. And so basically, obviously, we were saying how that would work is the representative groups can meet together, come up with their agenda, maybe put together a little bit of a pack on stuff that they want changed and concerns over certain items and
what we do as a community.
Exactly what we do, a bit of education in there as well. They can, you know, email and get in contact with their local TDs and members of the groups from their local area. The date and the time will be given.
Yeah.
Put up a sort of a register at the door.
Yeah.
See who comes in. And then that will be open then for various TDs, members of the Dáil, councillors will go in, sit down, listen to what you have to say. Yeah. So like that's in Leinster House. Like this is an invitation to go there and actually talk to all these people and tell them. So like that's I think that's unbelievable.
It's brilliant, yeah. And it's been made available again. They asked us, you know, would you host a presentation here? And again, just to put it in no uncertain terms, we will be absolutely. We'll be there to
absolutely
to help cover
facilitate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but that's again.
That's not what we are.
No, because you could have a multifaceted presentation from all the groups with a nice slick brochure and stuff and so on. And what we can do then, and this is what we will assist with, is we will put out again a generic email and a letter. For all of our listeners then to now send to their TDs and their councillors. Yeah. So then with that sign-in sheet at that door, and this will be on the Dáil register, so it'll be, you know, in other words, this meeting will be held at a certain time, a certain date, so everyone will know about it. And all these women and men can go in there and see our presentation. And if your TD or councillor has promised you that he will be there and he's not on the register, well, then you will know.
You will know. You will be there in plain English. Yeah, and it's a fantastic. Like we were brought in and explained to us. So there's a number of seats, obviously, and you know you'll sit
a circular.
Yeah, it's like a theatre kind of a room. Yeah, exactly. And then you know it's open to all. So and it will be in the Dáil. Like it'll be on the register to Dáil and what's going on that day. Yeah, and it'll be open for discussion. And then obviously in they'll go. And it's I think that'll be a thing going forward as well. You know, it's
I think that'll be an opportunity to explore that further, you know?
Exactly. So as the fella says, look, all we want to do is open the door. So she's ajar. So in you go, and
Look, we've been speaking to a few of the groups up and down, and again we're reiterating that this will be, we will hopefully be able to facilitate making this happen. James assured us that wasn't even in question, that was available to us.
That was available, yeah, absolutely. That wasn't a thing that you had to get a go-ahead from. That is available. We just need to get a date.
Name a date get an opening, and in we go. I think I've kind of looked them up. Them committee slash presentations are, you know, can be 1-2 hours long, you know. Yes. So and we'd love from our community now to try and create a nice slick PowerPoint presentation, and again I be look at this is only a personal thing, but I be advocating towards what we do rather than what we don't, and what we're trying to extract. I think we should highlight the likes of what we're doing. We highlight it in the news every week.
Yes.
That type of stuff,
Absolutely,
and say, look, this is what we do now. This is what we're hoping for. We hope for funding to be dispersed, regionally and nationally, and then let the clubs then disperse it regionally, and that'd be one thing. And then the second thing is some kind of a say in our future.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, definitely, without doubt. I think it's just, I honestly, God, I think this is a great thing. I think that this is nothing other than a great thing. It's just, it's a great way to imagine getting in there and having all these, like, anybody can be at these meetings, but it'll obviously be all TDs or senators or elected at this meeting. But it's a great way for us to sit down and give a presentation. This is what we're doing. This is this is some of the conservation work that's going on. This is some of the money that from the exchequer that comes from our industry. I just honestly think it's a brilliant thing. It's education. And
and there's a possibility of a couple of hundred people at that meeting. So it'll be our job to fill that room. Our job as independent sporting, hunting and firearms holders. It will be to you again. We spoke to James and Paul about, like, we were getting messages from people in Meath and so on saying that they weren't getting responses back and so on.
Yes.
And they quite generously said, look, I know Damien English.
Yes.
I'll have a chat with him to
make sure he gets on top of this. Yeah.
Again, we're hoping that you guys now get to take this a chance. Contact Damien again.
Yeah.
And let's if you have not already, and maybe he has replied to some of you,
Yeah.
But yeah, so get and again, I know that's Fianna Fáil, but that's to represent where we're meeting.
Yeah.
But if you've I know you've Sinn Féin and all the various groups, Fine Gael and so on and so forth. So yeah, this is your chance.
This is your chance, yeah, definitely. So I suppose what we'll end up doing, I suppose, obviously after this podcast is we'll hopefully get in contact with the likes of, if there's a one member of the FOR group or the NERGC or Wild Ear or whatever, get in contact. You can come up with it. It's your gig at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're just we'll be in attendance and we'll try and make the connections for you. So get in contact, come up with a plan, we'll get a date. And then once we have a date, it'll be up to the rest of them to get onto your local TDs again and say, look, this is happening.
Yeah.
I think you really should be in attendance at this,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So look, again, we're going to be hopefully having a chat with the various groups over the next couple of days and saying, look, this is what's possible. This is what came out of the meeting. And then on the other side of it, then we're going to drive to ensure that Minister Brown has that meeting.
Yeah, exactly. So without a shadow of a doubt.
I'm going to be following up. James, you're going to the one thing that I can promise, and you can if you want, you can contact some of the groups that I've contacted for fundraising for my clubs and stuff.
He's relentless.
I'm not going away, man. No. Every week on the air, I will be contacting them. Where are we with that meeting?
Yeah, exactly.
What does he say? Because I want to know if Minister Brown is going to refuse that meeting.
Yeah.
Or he's going to facilitate the meeting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so we will just continuously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Until we get the answer.
Yeah, exactly. And as well as that, like we're sworn secret. We're not allowed to talk about any of the other stuff that's going on with other groups. But rest assured, I suppose, or any of the ones we certainly are familiar with, are also working tirelessly in the background to try and get, I suppose, progress.
Absolutely,
with
yeah,
meetings and stuff like that. So they'll I suppose obviously talk about that in their own due course. But just rest assured, like they are. We know because we're talking to them. They are working tirelessly. So it's
I know.
Not like
we want to be, FUNI, you've FERG, and I know all the independents, the Wild Ear Association, NERGC, Country Sports Ireland,
the
Target and Pistol,
shooting clubs and clay associations.
I know I'm missing some guys, but the literally every one of these groups is campaigning tirelessly to try and get a voice at the table,
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So keep look, we're going to help in any small way that we can,
Yes, exactly. As the fella says, we're only 2 out league. It's from the Bohen de Kildare, but it's working out so far.
Well, look, we apart from that, like, is that the kind of the tough stuff over? Is it?
I think so, lad. I don't know. Are we finished with it? Do you want to wrap it up? Do you want to keep it?
No, as in the Leinster, just the kind of the meeting, and we can get into the kind of fun stuff now, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just get back to us.
I know, yeah, because like you know, we're conscious of like our podcast was set up, you know, to give guys a bit of an outlet on the way to work, or maybe on the way home on a Friday evening or something, or you know, and like we said a couple of weeks ago, Jesus, it's getting very heavy, isn't it? You know?
I know.
And especially like people are contacting us. Oh, you have to do this and you have to do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to do nothing, man.
No, I have to do fuck all.
I have to drop my kids to soccer. That's where I have to do.
That's what I have to fucking do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyone can buy this podcast equipment if they want to.
Yeah, man.
Simple as that.
I'd fucking recommend a good sound engineer to start. Save you an awful lot of hassle.
Oh my God, that's the fucking thanks I get.
I look at Jesus, man. You should have a whiskey and settle down. I was saying the amount of head cracking you primarily did over that thing.
Oh my God, that thing was, as you said, rightly said, if there was a window here, out you would
have
go
went.
through it.
To put it in context, that mixing desk, right, would be it would not be moved. Like literally, we blue tacked to the table so that nothing could move.
Yeah,
and we come in and plug it in. Sound gone.
Wouldn't work. It'd be shocking. Oh man, it wasn't it. Remember the night remember what episode was that? What episode did we do? Remember we recorded down in your house, and was it like 2:30 in the morning?
We had to do it again.
We got it all done, and we had to do it, and we were like, no, we cannot. That was brutal.
It was atrocious, and then like literally the eyes were hanging, and we had to rehash. I hope it probably wasn't a great episode. Maybe.
No, probably wasn't. I do have to, and when anyone says to me, "Oh well, geez, I'm after someone across your podcast there, it's absolutely brilliant," I always say, "The audio will improve."
Bear with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know, Jesus, some fucking crack.
But other than that, like it was a great experience, obviously, to be up in Leinster House.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, massive thanks to Paul Ward and James Lawless for being so accommodating. And
made us feel welcome. Showed us around. We were in. We were outside the Dáil.
We were outside the Dáil chamber. The Dáil chamber 1 or something.
And but we got into the Shannon. Which was a nice achievement for us pair of lugs. And exactly. So we walked up the stairs and we seen all the paintings of all the various Taoiseach,
yeah, exactly, yeah. No, that was very interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
definitely, yeah. That was experience. I think I don't know if you can actually do a tour of Leinster House. You probably can.
You probably can.
Can you? Yeah. I'm not sure, but Jesus, it's a fantastic.
They wouldn't just let anyone in there now, buddy.
No, they wouldn't just. I was just going to say that, lad. Not at all. No, but it was owned by Lord, what was his name? The Duke of Leinster.
The Duke of
Leinster that owned it, and back I think it was in the 1600s. But it's just phenomenal to think back in those days for one man to own that house like that. When obviously the rest of the country was in, living in more or less poverty.
Yeah,
some horrible, you know what I mean? Wasn't it? I was just walking through. Remember that, like where the actual where the Senate, the Shannon meets, like that was like a drawing room, and it's just the most fun. And the plaster work is unbelievable.
It's lavish. Would be the
lavish, absolutely, exactly, So
and the gardens and everything. So look, it was we got to walk down the plinth,
where the media. Yeah. We were expecting to have RTE cameras in there, but they must have got the dates mixed up.
Ironically, we were coming out. Remember, TV3 cameras or something were setting up. Just down the road, and we. So we run over there.
Just take a video and go, lads, tune in TV. There'll be some head bikes. Jesus, what are these bikes at? Stop, But no, it was a good old day all around, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was really cool. So, look, it was worth a lot of the headache and heartache.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, and again, I'm not going to, I just have to get this off my chest as well. Like,
get it off your chest.
Remember, like, guys, we are doing this, like we both took a day annual leave from our jobs, our work to go to this meeting. We spent hours, cancelled, like a kids football match I missed out on. I had, do you know what I mean, training sessions I didn't do. I was supposed to go away at work. I cancelled my trip at work just so we could get down and get all this together. But so like this is costing us a small fucking fortune.
and time and energy and stuff.
Time and energy.
So just go easy on us. We're not going to get it all right.
No,
either,
for the love and mother of fuck. Like, we're not professionals at this. This is
you were taking phone calls this morning at 8:00.
Yeah, sweet mother of God, lad. Yeah,
and what we should be doing, what we have to do, and what we
well, first of all, we don't have to do fucking
no.
Simple as fucking that.
If we want to sit up here and drink whiskey all morning,
exactly,
as we're probably entitled to do now.
Yeah, exactly. We will.
Yeah. So leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Exactly. Just exactly. But no, honest fuck. Come here. What's the crack? What's the plan for the weekend?
Well, after this, I'm going into the schools. I was in the schools yesterday morning.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So the NARGC. I'll have to slow down my talking sometimes, won't I?
You will. You talk that fast, you sort of get tongue twisted.
Yeah, that's it. Make fun of me stutter.
You don't have a stutter.
I talk that quick, you don't hear it.
Yeah.
No, as part of the NARGC Cares of the Countryside program, they're running a colouring competition. So I have the posters. Our club, in conjunction with Bord Namona, who graciously donated a monetary gift towards helping us out in our endeavours. We've donated some lovely insect hotels and some bee bombs, and we hopefully have some crabapple trees on the way for the schools. So I met in Principal O'Hare in Newtown National School yesterday morning, and the whole school came in for the presentation. So I had everyone.
I can't wait. This is fucking brilliant. I love this.
So you can imagine, like, about, I don't know, there must have been 100 students, ranging from the cool boys down the back,
the Hardy by us,
to the little nutters up the front. So it started that I had about 4 to 5 meters of space in front of me.
Yes.
But of course, the smaller ones were on their knees, but they were wiggling like little, like. But and I said stupidly, I don't know why I did this, but has anyone any questions? Well, me. The next thing, I said, all right, and I was trying to get, can you ask a question? No, yeah, I have a lizard. Then, that's very good. Another question, yeah. Did you hear about the fire in Kilcock? It's terrible. The fire
know,
was terrible.
It's terrible, but I know.
Just the completely randomness of it.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
so class.
Yeah, it was mad. I seen a rabbit.
It's so innocent. It's deadly.
It's deadly. It was
deadly.
Brilliant. Gave a little presentation on the poster with all the different animals, and I kind of picked and chose a couple of them. Kind of hopefully went a little bit towards feeding them a little bit of our knowledge of some of the invasive species, some of the species that were brought back here, now over 100 or 200 years ago, primarily for the gentry to hunt and so on and so forth, and which have quite quickly become established and popular.
Yes.
And I touched upon why we do what we do, and kind of tried to keep it as. Now, obviously, the bigger lads got and girls got more involved, more engaged with the gun element. What guns? How many guns? What size of bullets? All that kind of stuff. So I had to try and just peel back a little way, and hopefully I came across okay. And we highlighted the need for the wilding areas and the insect hotels, and I gave them a little talk about the solitary bee. So the insect hotels are primarily, the ones we'll be erecting in the schools will be primarily for, or hopefully for solitary bees.
Brilliant.
Of which there's 62 species. I don't know where you know that.
I did know that.
Did
no,
you?
I didn't.
And do you also know?
Yeah.
Do you also know why is it called a solitary bee?
I'm a funny feeling you're going to tell me.
The clue's in the name, Brendan.
They just like being on their own, do they?
Yeah, well, literally what they do is they go in and they lay their eggs, they cap it with enough food and everything in that, and then they go off and die.
No way. Yeah, that's so very sad.
Essentially, when the larvae, the bee, the new bee, young bee breaks out, he won't essentially be flying around with his parents. He has to learn all that stuff by himself
on his own,
and they are. Again, contrary to opinion, or to
Belief.
most beliefs is they are the real pollinators because they're what's called a dry pollinator. So your honeybee is a wet pollinator. So he essentially kind of wets and sticks the pollen.
Yes.
So they carry most of their pollen back to the hive.
Okay.
They do very little cross-pollination, although it does happen, obviously.
Yes.
But the solitary bee does most of it because they are a dry pollinator. They rely on the hairs. So they kind of give a shimmy around and stick all the pollen to them and they have hairs in the backs of their legs and stuff.
Yes.
And then they'll fly around from tree to tree. So they'll be losing more than their...
Okay, fair enough. Yes, yeah,
so
I get what you're saying.
They're the real
yes.
pollinators.
Right.
Sorry, now that's a little bit off.
I honestly found that very interesting. I'm not even sneering you. That was very interesting, yeah.
So that was my little talk. And, it was fun. And I'm doing another one now this morning in Termaghan National School.
There you go, man. Big up to Derry Game and Conservation.
Yeah.
Super stuff.
Great support from nobody.
When you say we, as anyone else?
I'm only joking. No, I didn't get it.
Were you on your own? You weren't on your own, Ad?
I was on my own, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course I am, yeah.
Fucking fair play to you, man.
Yeah, sure, lads are busy and stuff like that, And in fairness, I just wanted to mention the passing of, on a more serious matter, one of our elder members, Kevin Kirk, passed away over the weekend and, was laid to rest over the last couple of days there. So
R.I.P. to Kevin and condolences to the family. Yeah,
was he as well? It was also a member,
Oh my God! Right, long time in the club.
Yeah, long time. Yeah, longer than I'm there anyway, Bernie.
Oh God,
so, yeah. No, it's a sad day, but we'll hopefully.
Derry Gun Club's going to live on for a long time if it keeps going the way it's going, man. Yeah, so well done, super stuff. Man.
Yourself, any?
What are my plans? So it's hectic, obviously, with work. We're at the CQMS show in Tullamore tomorrow. I'm going to bring the young fella down today. I'm absolutely stomping at the bit, man, to get out for a bit of fishing. I'm just wound now, and that is just being honest. Some
cool news on the fishing, actually. We're getting a little special delivery, are we?
Yes, we are. We're getting a special delivery from... coming the whole way from Germany. Will we wait till we get it?
We'll wait till we get it.
I think we'll
give them a bit of a plug,
there's a nice little thing coming. So we're moving to a new location.
New location, yeah. It's going to be cool, man.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Whole new studio going up at the minute. So
I'm just thinking, Andy, you need to get your ass in gear.
I've been
now,
talking
man.
to Andy. Well, don't you worry. Yes, I have. I've been talking to him. I was talking to him last night. Couple more weeks. That's all I know. In fairness, he's flat out calving and stuff. So I think in another 2 weeks he reckons he'll have it geared up. So
I was just thinking as well. It would be cool if we had another couple of hides down there, like that we could.
We will, man. Yeah, definitely.
We'll
definitely. We'll have a look at it now before we go.
Yeah.
We'll come up with a bit of a game plan first. Did you see? Excuse me. Did you see the black fox in Wales?
I've seen that. Yeah,
it's cool, man.
Deadly, isn't it?
That is deadly. I'd say he's gone by now. When you start seeing it being populated around the UK hunting groups, you kind of say, "God, you'd say."
There's a good chance. Yeah,
there's a good chance, but it was mad. I've never seen one that dark. I've seen ones dark in colour. Not like that. Like
just shows you.
Yanis got one that was like white, like grey. Yeah. Is there
any thought process? Is it just like a genetic thing where they obviously grow with more white hair or is there a crossbreed?
I'd love to know that. Did you tell me before though that down where one of your lads is from, there's a certain type of fox that they're always trying to get or something? No, was you telling me that before? No, I thought it was no,
maybe not.
I remember someone saying that there was
one something there a while ago.
Yeah, probably fucking did. Pure lie, I'd say. Yeah.
So matter spouting there, hay and stuff with the bee,
and there's actual proper beekeepers there going, what is
there's
that?
86 types of bees. What is he talking about?
Dare you? Yeah. Classic. If you're wrong, we'll know about it.
Yeah, we won't be long about hearing.
That's my plan for the weekend. I'm going to try and get out. I think I might get out. Maybe Sunday. For a bit of fishing, I think.
If the day is fine, I think we've one engagement on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I have an all-day football thing on Saturday. The young fellow was called up to the 15th, as I told you, and so he's playing all day. Yeah, a Fela, I think.
Oh, Fela, yeah. Already this time you're Fela.
Yeah, I think I'm almost sure it's a Fela competition. I think it is, Brenny, yeah. Right. I'm not actually on the group. Avril has control of that group. I'm on the other ones, so we've kind of split that. Yeah. And so Sunday morning I think he's a match in our throat early, but if I have
Out for a bit of
the
fishing.
will to live, come the afternoon on Sunday, might try and get out do a little bit of fishing.
Yeah, it'd be nice, man. Yeah, I don't know what to do next now. I was literally here the other day and I was thinking to myself, because actually I'm obviously off today, you know, and I was thinking, will I bring Cooper to the show or will I go back down to Kilkenny fishing?
Yeah.
And I have to kind of go. I promise him I'd love to go back.
I know.
I really would love to go back now, I would.
Yeah.
And then Damien Maloney, who's obviously a member of the club and a good friend of mine, sent me some Oaklands fishing lake. Have you seen that? They're down in Wicklow. Now they probably have other species, but they're a carp lake.
Okay.
There was a picture up on social media. You want to see the size of the carp in it, man.
Huge.
Have you ever carp fished?
No.
Really good, man. It's really, now it's very much more like it's not active, like it's kind of there with, you know, vital arms and different baits, but the fight they put up and the size of them, they're just a cool fish to catch, man.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, we might try and get it.
Yeah, look, the chances of me getting out shooting now between now and probably Monday are going to be slimish.
Yeah. I need to get out for the rabbits, man. I have to go right up for rural pursuits now shortly. So
you committed?
I know. Leave everything the fucking last minute, but no, we will.
We will, and you've a little bit of gear to review it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for the next episode edition of Rural Pursuits. There's going to be some good names, writing some good articles on it.
I've seen some of the inputs. Yeah, it's cool.
Brilliant.
It's only getting bigger. You know, a big shout out to Sean.
Yeah,
he's playing the blinder there.
Playing an absolute
well
blinder,
done, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff. Yeah.
What else do we have, Bernie? We had something else there we were going to discuss.
What else were we going to discuss? I'm not sure. We're talking about the schools. Yeah, I need to get sorted out and get our gun club over to the schools in. Get our gun club geared up and make contact with them and get out, because I need to actually get some of those posters. Any RGC, I need to get onto them and get the lads to come to send out a few of those posters.
You've registered your school.
Yeah.
The closing date for the schools competition, I think, is the 28th. I think so.
Okay.
They've only from now till the 28th. You have 7 days to get the colouring competition done.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And you have to judge it on the 28th and then send it on to the next level, which is the regional, and I think there's up to 600 quid worth of prizes there.
Brilliant.
And then they move on then to national level, and there's 300, 200 and 100 for second and third prize.
Super stuff. Well done to NRGC. That's a great,
that's a cool competition.
That's a brilliant competition.
Yeah.
And that's a great initiative as well, because that's what it's all. I think for way too long, and again, this is nothing to do with the NRGC now, but for way too long, gun clubs have kind of been like, as I said, they always kind of existed, but no one kind of really knew much about them. Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might see a sign on a hedge somewhere going down the road.
Big red might say no shooting.
No shooting, and that was as much as you
knew about them.
But now I think it's just turned full circle now, and it's brilliant, some of the stuff that's going on.
And I can attest to this by being in the school yesterday, and hopefully today is the same. But the students were well interested. Like the mink, I was telling them what the mink does. Why do we have to trap the mink? And I said, well, the government actually wants us to trap mink because they're an invasive species, but why can't we just leave them there?
Yeah.
So you're explaining about the salmon and the trout, and
yes.
It's just another impediment to an already,
Yes, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And why can't we make more houses for them? Well, we have to make more houses for ourselves as well. So we have to decide, we have to try and manage it rather than, so these are, and they're very good questions, They get you thinking, you engaged in that conversation as well.
Exactly. And I suppose the key word to be using is we have to relocate. I suppose in a lot of schools, isn't it? We have to relocate them. And that's the long and the short of it. Exactly.
The older ones obviously will understand a little bit more than the younger ones. Yeah. So you have to kind of obviously, the looking back, probably I would have split maybe the classes, which I think has happened today.
Yeah.
The younger and the older, because you can have a different conversation with the older ones and the younger ones. But the older guys and girls are more clued in. Yeah, in that aspect of it.
Yeah, and, absolutely. They know exactly. Yeah. So, are you going to get down to Kilkenny next weekend? What way are you fixed?
I don't know, Brenny. I literally, our plans will be decided next Monday/Tuesday.
Okay.
With soccer and Gaelic and all.
Yeah,
that
sure, I know.
I'll hope to. But I think the following weekend is the May Bank holiday. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
So that'll be that'll be where most of the activities going to stop on that weekend. Hopefully,
Definitely.
But next weekend could be a belter. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I really want to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I'd love to get back down.
So I definitely want to get out fishing, man. Definitely, yeah. The boat's coming along well, man. You sent me some pictures. Flying it, isn't it?
Cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Brilliant.
The logos or decals on from Sarah, obviously going back a couple of weeks ago, and I gave them to Mick yesterday to stick on. So
can't
We're
wait to see
getting
that.
very, very close now. Yeah.
Cannot fucking wait to see that, man. Deadly. I have the engine polished down there. So I actually have it spotless, man. And the trailer is mint.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's mint.
Everything's ready to rock.
Everything's ready to rock.
You seen the little compartments he's building on the sides? Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, no,
they're
that's
coming
super
really,
stuff.
really handy, for odds and ends.
I think they'll be brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I honestly think, because they're kind of up off the ground too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could get a bag or whatever and throw it on the ground, but the water, it just gets wet. So these are up. That's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
That's going to be
it'll for throwing a couple of boxes of cartridges or do you know what I'm saying, or a few bits and pieces, a few reels and stuff like that. Everything's nice and
dry, and exactly. It might make up some poles now for a hide and stuff. That we can attach and sort of make a sort of a hide out of it. So we'll put up pictures of all that. That's going to be interesting. And
we did a little he did a little detail at the front.
That's class. Mallard, greenhead. It's did we put up the pictures of that? No, we didn't.
No, I kind of kept that a little bit.
But that's class. Yeah, he's some job done on that, doesn't he?
He's a genius. He's the patience and the talent to. So thanks to Mick. He's an old gent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
He's actually finishing it hopefully today, or going close to finishing it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And come here, we need to want to give a little shout out to this amazing superstar of the girl that's shooting down in the
Quiva. Is it Quiva? Yeah.
Man, is that 625 yards with a 2-2?
625 yards.
That is absolutely incredible. So it is. That's absolutely unbelievable. So it is.
Yeah.
Did you know you could? Do you know you could be kind of pushing those kind of distances with that caliber?
No, would be the shot. I've heard of 500 yards, man. But I would have, and this is where me and you had a conversation yesterday. Actually, I think.
Yeah.
I would have thought at 500 yards that it would be like a peanut hitting a biscuit tin.
Yeah,
no. Bing, and just falling.
No, definitely.
But you were saying,
yeah, I remember seeing a video on YouTube before. Queeve O'Connor, big up Queeve O'Connor. Yeah, remember seeing a video on YouTube before, and it was like pushing the distance with a 22 mile hour. And I stand to be corrected on this. I'm 95% sure it was going through 18 mil plywood at 600 yards, which is a fucking fair bit, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. That was some going, like, so that's phenomenal shooting.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Quiva O'Connor, that is absolutely unbelievable. And she shoots down is it the Midlands shooting?
Yeah, it's in the Midlands. Yeah, I think she's from Wexford. Rory, I think, emailed us in, and I asked for another picture, and he kindly gave us permission to put that up. So, and look, again, we're huge advocates, as everyone knows, for women in our sport.
Yes.
And we need to see more of that, because that's the likes of herself there and Kim Gannon there flying the flag, and obviously we're going to have a couple of renowned female hunters on in the coming weeks. It's brilliant to see, because it shows how diverse our sport is and how inclusive. And
absolutely super. And I see we've a picture of here holding her. I presume that's her 22 caliber. Is it kind of? I'm right. It's kind of a pink in colour, isn't it?
Yes.
It's so deadly, man.
Not great for out shooting.
No, it might be great for betting around it, but like for what she's at, it's absolutely class. It's so cool, man.
We've been invited down there as well and he reckons he can get us hitting steel at them distances, or close on. I don't think we'll go quite as close as Quiva.
We might get at that distance, but where?
We might have to run up and pick it up and throw it.
That's unreal, man. Yeah, no, we've been meaning to get down to the Midland shooting range, because obviously there is a lot of people that listen to the podcast that are into sort of target shooting, maybe exclusively, and we're probably not representing them, or we're not, probably diverging into that end of it. It's just
when we start, we had hoped that we wouldn't have this element of stuff thrown in the mix, and we would have a little bit more time, because we've obviously fishing as well this time of the year. So but we will, because we've the challenge laid down with Rob as well as laid down. I think you two guys were talking there behind me back there during the week. So
and he's getting jealous.
would say nothing. And so, do you ever feel like you're getting set up for something?
Me and Rob
I
would
wouldn't
just
trust
become
the two of
real,
yous now.
real good
Yeah, you'd be
mates.
two
Giving a fuck about
two
you behind
peas in
your
a pod.
back.
Used
You'd
to
be like,
yeah.
what do you think? Like, what do you really think of Rogan?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's a prick. Yeah, I'd be the prick. Yeah, he's a prick.
And you'd be right. So yeah, we have to do that as well. So,
Yeah, definitely.
and
Oh,
that'll
looking
be
forward to
probably
that.
a good introduction into the
Yes,
target
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
clay shooting. And
I want to ask a question here, okay? I'm going to put it out on the podcast and someone is going to hopefully help me out here. When we lived in Adelaide in South Australia, there was a place called Marksman Shooting Range, I think it was the name of it over there. And it was a place you could go like you could in certain countries. And you pay a fee, an entrance fee, and it's supervised and you get to, shoot targets with handguns.
yeah,
Now, my own wife tried it and absolutely loved it. And I've always said I'd love to be able to do that again here. Does that exist here? Like, I know obviously you can join a shooting club and that's great, but like we wouldn't be doing
one-off.
it.
A one-off.
Does
or
that? Yeah,
one every now and again.
exactly. If someone can tell me, does that exist anywhere here? Is there any way that can be done? If there's not, there's not. That's fine. But I'd love to know.
It'd be interesting to know.
Would
yeah.
be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Is that something that can be done?
Even for ourselves, for the podcast, it would be nice if that was available. That you could,
Yeah.
you pay your fee, you go in, and
Yeah.
you have a selection like to do essentially with the. I know you can go into clay.
Yeah.
There's a clay range over in Clane there, and they'll actually hire you to go on.
Yeah, like a lot of stag do's and stuff.
Yeah,
don't they?
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
honest to God, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone can help me out or anyone knows and stuff like that, get in contact. That'd be
brilliant.
fantastic. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What are we doing next week? When is Hunting Steph coming on? Have we got
I have to confirm. It was after the 18th, so it is
okay.
after the 18th. Now I have to confirm with her. So
Yes,
I'll be probably touching base with her over the weekend there and seeing can we start to line it up now? 'Cause I think she was up to her eyeballs in work and stuff coming up to that. So give her a couple of days and then we'll confirm that and rock it in.
Super stuff. Yeah, happy days, man. Yeah.
I think we'll try and our next podcast will be probably next weekend. So we'll hopefully get a little bit of shooting in next week. I think
we will absolutely.
Well, your show will be over.
Yeah.
Which will hopefully
Getting plagued with foxes around here again. Like,
are you?
yeah, genuinely. Yeah, absolutely plagued. Yeah, genuinely. Savage amount of lambs gone missing, man. Like fucking scary. Yeah.
One of just on that, one of the farmers was telling me the other day. He said he was back a week or so ago. He said we went out into the field and here was a fox running with a lamb in its mouth, kind of pulling it, and he said it ran after it and it dropped it. And he said the lamb's in poor nick now.
Okay.
I didn't actually ask whether it survived or not. But yeah, I had. And he said, went over like a fucking sheepdog and sat at the edge of the ditch, looking back to see where he was going to put it.
Oh, by jeez, I know that put it between his two fucking eyes, man.
Isn't that mad? He obviously went, 50, 60 yards, but turned.
Yeah, that's
come back and, in other words, look, almost dog. Well, dog-like behaviour. In other words, am I in trouble here?
Just wait till he goes.
Yeah.
Sure, I said it to you, like, and I didn't want to because I didn't want to go down that road. Like, we were out the other night with Yanis and into a field where somebody's lambs have been. There was a lamb, like, still alive, man, but half the bag from gone. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and people don't see that side of it. Like, that is one of the most heartbreaking things. A lamb only had to be born sitting there with half its back ended, ate out, like,
Yeah.
People don't see that end of it, and it was sad. It's sad to see that, but that's why
it's almost ironic. The thing, we get labelled as being cruel and so on and so forth. And our modus operandi, our number one thing is to take out the animal as clean and humanely as possible, and as quickly.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you don't want an animal going through pain where it's not. Look at that. But in nature and in our game, that doesn't always get to happen. That's not what we're saying. And so, truthfully, that doesn't get to happen all the time.
Yeah.
But most of the time it does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whereas all of the time, when a fox is taking a lamb,
it's horrendous.
It's not nice.
No, not at all.
Or a grey crow taking a lamb, it just is not pretty.
No, exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing humane about it. There's nothing, or a deer reaching with its teeth gone out and half blind and
exactly.
Getting it essentially dies from starvation, and that's that's what we don't want.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. One more thing I meant to mention, and I don't know, did we talk about this? Anyone hasn't? Have you seen the video Joe Rogan put up with the grizzly bear on the trail camera? Have you seen that?
Is that where the two young bears go up the tree? No.
Some lad puts out food and has a trail camera, and this grizzly bear just walks in, man, to eat. Oh my God.
Up the tree like a...
No, he doesn't go up the tree at all. He's just the size of him.
Yeah.
I am telling you here, man. Any lad that ever thinks you'd outrun a bear or you'd out, not a hope, man.
Well, I actually have a video because I saved it on the phone, and I thought that was the same when you were referring to. I don't think it actually was from Joe Rogan now, but I thought maybe it was the same video shared. But there was 2 boys up a tree. Obviously, I presume they were deer hunting maybe, or and 2 young. They were black bears, brown bears, black bears, I think. They just literally came out of it and ran up the back of the tree behind him. When I say ran up, man, literally your man was in the tree and this thing scuttled up like a cat.
No way.
And sat up, and he was just over his left shoulder. It was, now they were young, so you know what I mean.
They weren't potentially.
No,
Yeah.
They obviously had a parent somewhere.
My God.
You know what I mean?
All I'm telling you,
imagine that thing running up, and you say, "Now, do I move or do I wait for?"
Well, I'm
Papa
telling you,
Bear?
you have got to see this video. It's one of the most frightening things I've ever seen.
Monsters.
You can just see these eyes coming out of the dark, and this fella, like, oh my God, man, the size of it is unbelievable.
That thing would do some damage.
Oh, but the Lord, like the lads that are out there bow hunting them, like, but the love. Imagine having to get within 30 yards of that thing.
Not no
for diamond. It wouldn't really interest me anyhow, but not that it wouldn't interest me. I wouldn't, you know. But
well, I want to live, Brendan.
Yeah,
That'd be the first.
Exactly. Don't particularly want to be gored to death by a fucking grizzly bear. The fucking size of it, though, man. Sweet mother of God, the size of it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll get a link to that. We'll put it up. But my God, you really have to appreciate the size of these things.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's real hunting, though, isn't it?
That is hunting in its true essence, my man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been looking at some videos lately, and I've been actually chatting. Kind of trying to get him onto the podcast. Modern Day Mountain Man on YouTube as well. He's a guided hunt. He brings people hunting over in Alaska. Mother of divine God, man. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable, you know.
Some of the animals that are still in existence, you know, they're still, you know, thriving in certain corners of the world. Yeah. Phenomenal. Like,
yeah. They've these caribou and they're everywhere. Have you ever seen the antler sets on them? They are phenomenal.
And a big shout out, actually, because he is a huge fan of the show, and he gives... Stevie White, what do you think of? I showed you the pictures,
I'm
man.
fucking jealous, man. I swear, honestly, like Stevie, man. I don't even know where to start. I've seen it. I've never been so jealous of anyone in my life. Where is he?
He's in New Zealand,
South Island, New Zealand, or something. I think is he?
He's moving there this morning. I seen all the heads cleaned out and the skins
so he's
wrapped and frozen.
He's over in New Zealand hunting tar.
He's going Himalayan tar now. I think he's moving on to. The some other part of the island and Himalayan tar he's going after today. So
that's the ultimate. Honestly, I that's bucket list stuff right there.
And even more so than Stevie, a big shout out to his wife, who was just I think a hero.
Person I've ever had. Deb, if you're listening, which is my wife, you know. Some lads can do it. No, but isn't that cool, man?
Yeah,
will he come on? He might come on, would he?
He might.
Yeah, or even just get. I'd love to hear more about that, man. I really.
Look, we'll get him in for chat anyway. You know, but we'll give him a shout.
And
see.
tar are phenomenal. How would you describe a tar? They're kind of between a sort of like a buffalo and a goat.
That wouldn't be a bad.
They're more proud in the front.
And phenomenal climbers. They obviously originate in the Himalayas as far as the Alps, I think. That's where they I hope I'm right in saying that. But the clue might be the name there, Bernie. Yeah. But they're seen as an invasive species over in New Zealand. And I remember they did an online petition. Adam Greentree, I think, was involved in it a couple of years back. I signed it to stop the cull because the government wanted them wiped out.
Yeah, wiped out. Yeah, which was
they were shooting
crazy.
They used to do a cull every year where helicopters and just shoot them machine guns out to win and just leave the meat. Yeah, and seemingly it's prime meat. You know,
is it? That was I was meant to ask you that. So, are you serious? Yeah, right. Okay.
So they I think they got it stopped. So there's obviously there's a season or maybe it's an open season. I don't know. But you can hunt them, and as I say, they're extremely good climbers. So you'll find them up, delicately balanced on the side of a cliff face somewhere.
And you have to probably get obviously within range of them. That's fantastic. I'm going to put it out here. I'm going to say because there's absolutely no going back now. Either December or January, myself and Anthony are going to Hungary.
That's my wife will be just delighted with that news.
She won't, mate.
He obviously crossed that with her, did he?
Yeah.
And I have a 4-month-old baby at that time. No problem.
4 months, man. They're grand. 4 months they can look after themselves.
They're practically driving.
Exactly. No, we're going. We're definitely going. We're going to be over in Hungary.
Let's do it.
Hunting wild boar. So yeah, that's a kind of.
Well, that'll be an interesting episode.
That'll be definitely a very interesting episode.
What did you drink in Hungary?
What's that?
What did you drink in Hungary?
Polka, isn't it? Remember, what Jack not telling us about that?
Who?
We're not. It's a polka or something, you know?
I don't know.
No. I think it's. Remember, there's some weird, sort of. I don't know. It's like a punch that they make up. Yeah, I should drink beer as well. Should drink anything.
Yeah, I was in Hungary only once when I think it was 11 in the World Championships.
Were you over there? Were you?
Yeah, representing my country, Brendan.
Oh, but yes, come on. Yeah, was there no one else there?
Probably explain it.
Everybody else was off at the war.
I remember it vividly. It was kind of. I don't think it's probably as established as it is now. 30 years later. So
yeah.
But be delighted to see some of the countryside over there.
It'd be great to see, definitely, yeah. So Yanis is kind of going to hook us up and point us in the right direction, and we're going to go over there. So I just really can't wait for that. I think it's just going to be a whole other experience.
Oh man, that'll be like
stepping stone towards New Zealand next year.
Yeah, we have to build in slowly.
Exactly. So we started off with Kilkenny.
Yeah.
Then it's Hungary.
It all started in Kilkenny. Where all good things start.
Exactly. Wherever good starts, it all started in Kilkenny. So that's
good stuff. Look, I think we need to do it. We need to do it anyway. It's one of them things where I said that if I push myself out of my comfort zone once a year maybe, but now it's almost on a weekly basis we're doing it. So.
Yeah, look at you going into primary school to not do 100 kids on your own. I didn't know you'd done that on your own. Like that's not easy either. Definitely not. No.
Sure, weren't we in the Dáil yesterday?
We were in the Dáil, sure, look at who knows. RTE probably tomorrow, sure, you just wouldn't know, yeah.
We mightn't be the best news readers.
No, all you hear is beep.
Yeah, it takes beep. 20 minutes to read 4 lines.
Exactly, yeah. And it'll be beeping fucking flat out.
You'd be saying, like, reporting on the news, what sort of shite is this?
Exactly.
Who wants to hear about this?
Fuck wants to hear about the fucking Fannie Mae and the NASDAQ and fuck's sake.
So what sort of... Who'd be wanting to hear about that sort of stuff?
Exactly. No one's going to be listening to that shit. Fucking hell.
Back to the real news. There's a deer with a 2 metre...
Did anybody shoot that black fox here? What the fuck's the story? Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, classic.
Good stuff.
I suppose we'll wrap it up there. Busy day ahead.
Yeah, let's get going. I'm off to Farrington's Brewery this evening.
You are off to Farrington's Brewery this evening.
So I'm meeting Phil there, I think after 1 o'clock. So
brilliant.
If you see a 17.5 stone man with his legs hanging out of a pot still somewhere, you know that's me.
A jizz big straw.
I bring me togs just in case.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to hear how we get on there, man. Yeah, because we had some of the last. It was lovely. It's good stuff.
It was lovely, and I think. If ever a brewery fits the bill, Pheasant Plucker and some of the
names are class. Yeah, deadly. Yeah, so let me know how you get on there.
I will, of course.
Take a few pictures and throw them up.
Gutter to 5.
And again, before we finish up, remember strength numbers, and let's keep it going. And it's all going the right direction now.
Yeah,
and
we're all in this together.
Yeah, we're all in this together. That's the key.
The message.
Exactly right. Shin A.
Shin A.
Shin A. Bye. We'll wrap it up.
Over and out.
Take it easy.